bought my first house in 2011. That was one of my goals, is when I went into the military, I wanted to buy a house with my bonus. Bought a house in 2011 on my 22nd birthday for $66,000.
Congratulations.
Some of the things that I learned being in the military, which is just being disciplined and leaning into hard things and just being open to the direction of which you need to go to do the thing that you're supposed to do, all helped find success in real estate. We make sure we communicate, we appreciate each other's skills and weaknesses at the same point.
There's always the legalities and the ethics of your situations as a real estate agent, but being able to get a second opinion without going into fine details or anything like that, that's been a blessing for sure.
Hey guys, welcome back to More Than a Mortgage, a podcast where we go beyond kind of the nitty gritty details, the minutia of a transaction, and we get the pleasure of meeting the people that are behind really all of it and getting to hear some of their story. I'm your host, Gavin Sessions. Today, I'm really excited to be able to chat with Matt and Lauren Clark. They have an awesome story. I've heard a little bit of it. We've known them for a short period of time. We actually get to go to church with this couple, and they're an amazing couple with an amazing story. They complement each other really, really well. Honestly, if you think about a business partnership, you probably think about some of the risk involved in that, but these guys navigate that with a ton of grace and a ton of humility, and it really comes from their foundation of their relationship with the Lord. So I think you're really going to enjoy their story. I'm really excited to hear it as well. I get to learn so much as I get to interview people here. So sit down, buckle up, watch us if you would, and hopefully enjoy their story. We're thrilled that you guys are here today. This is really fun. I hope this is really fun. So as we've said before, you guys are our first couple that we've interviewed, and you happen to be married too, and you happen to work together. So anyhow, the things that I would love to hear from you guys, and I just I'll pull the ripcord and let you guys go, is it is not normal, at least in my world, to have a husband and wife work together. And maybe I'm just naive. I've asked my wife a couple different times, hey, you want to join my business and work with me? It was an absolute non-starter.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'd love to hear from you guys. So why don't you tell us some of your story? We'd love to hear kind of how you guys met. We can kind of go anywhere, but how you guys met. Are you from Idaho? Let's start there. How did you guys meet?
So we met through a mutual friend. He worked for a firefighting company, and I was in the military, and the mutual friend I had met through the military, and then we kind of reconnected through other friends, and he put us on a blind date, basically.
He owned the firefighting company I worked for, and blind date is kind of correct. He created a Facebook account for me
that you didn't have before.
No.
Yeah.
I had a flip phone.
Nice.
Yeah.
What year is this? So for context,
Would have been
2011.
Yeah. 12.
Okay, so smartphones had been a thing for a good 3 or 4 years.
Oh yeah, I was pretty anti-technology.
I love it. That's all right.
I'd started working in the oil field. He created the Facebook account and was communicating back and forth with
As Matt.
As me, impersonating.
With Lauren?
Yeah,
Thankfully, I knew, I knew that it probably wasn't him. It wasn't him. It was probably
What gave it away?
He was adamant about us meeting.
And that just seemed a little too pushy for somebody who had never met you.
Yeah. It was a little cheesy, which is that guy's personality for sure.
So the first time we talked on the phone, she said, I'm Facebook friends with you. And I said, I don't think so. She said, oh, no, I am. I was like, I don't have a Facebook, so.
You're like, and then so that's when you knew, of course. You probably already knew.
Yeah, I had an idea, so.
Yep. So that's how we met.
That's awesome. Okay, so met in 2011.
Yep.
And who called who to say that you were Facebook friends?
So he put us on a blind date and
Before you'd ever talked?
Made us meet at a pumpkin carving party.
Yep.
Okay.
Right before hunting season, which I think is probably one of the reasons why he was adamant about us meeting, is because he knew I hunted, grew up in Idaho, born and raised here, and grew up hunting. And Matt also is an avid outdoorsman. So met at a pumpkin carving party.
Yeah.
And right away, I think both of us knew that he wanted us to meet.
I think that was the goal of the party. I think I can't remember who called who, but I remember driving to the party on the phone with her somehow.
Yeah.
Nice. So met at a pumpkin carving And then both you probably had tags and were planning to go hunting within the next week or two. And so it was a little bit of urgency before you guys went off the grid, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I had just started working in North Dakota, so I was working week on, week off, and I just got back from my first hitch, and then was home for 4 or 5 days before I needed to drive back, be gone for a week, and then go on that hunting trip. So it was a one shot.
You guys both from Idaho?
Yep.
Both born and raised here, yeah.
In the Boise area?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then parents both from Idaho as well?
My parents
So
are from
multi-generational Idahoan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yours, Matt?
No, my dad was born in Utah, but moved here early on
Okay.
in his life. So
Well, that's cool. Did you guys ever thought about living anywhere besides here?
No.
Not really.
Lauren says no quickly to that question.
Yeah. So early in our relationship, he worked in the oil field and was working out of state. And I had been in the military and had experience from out of state and always knew that Idaho was going to be home. And I think he,
I agree.
I assume, felt the same way. And so the oil field was a dirty, not a place that we knew we were going to follow by any means, which actually what brought us into real estate.
Okay.
So
So you guys had exposure in other states
Mhm.
enough that you knew, hey, we like Idaho. We're from here. This is where we want to settle down.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's cool. Let's rewind. How did you decide you wanted to be in the military?
So I was in junior ROTC in middle school and just really loved the atmosphere of it, the challenge of it, the uniqueness of it, probably the discipline of it. And just kind of evolved from there. Graduated high school, wasn't necessarily on the radar, but we were still, that was 2006, so still active in war. And a recruiter called me and said, we're offering bonuses. So as a poor college student, not really knowing where I wanted to go, I said, okay, tell me more.
And which branch was this?
Army Reserves.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what you were as a reservist.
Yep. Army Reserves, stationed out of Gowan Field.
Okay.
Did 8
Idaho
years.
Army National Guard.
So a little different than National Guard. It
Okay.
was Army Reserves. National Guard is state owned and
Got it.
Reserve is
Educate
basically
me. Yes.
federally owned. So
Okay.
same concept, 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year kind of thing.
Okay. So that's all it ever was. Unless, of course, there's more to the story. Did you end up getting deployed?
I did not get deployed. My unit was deployed when I was in boot camp, if you would, and training. And so they just had a few months left of deployment. But I worked, they call it on orders, which is just working full time, kind of like active duty.
Yeah.
I worked on orders for, I want to say almost 2 years. As my unit came back from deployment and post deployment, I was just a private, if you would. So just kind of did whatever they needed around the unit and really enjoyed it. Met a lot of great people and learned a ton of things. I was young and willing to do whatever. And
Nice. So when you get recruited as a reservist, was that a 4-year commitment then? Or what did that look like?
you have lots of options. So you have basically, they call it a 6 and 2 year, 6-year contract and then a 2-year like on orders. So basically you serve for 6 years of that. And then 2 years you can just be available if there was a war.
Okay. So would that be an 8-year commitment then?
Yep.
Is that what it was for you?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. And that was at what age did you do that? Like 18, 20?
Yeah, I did it right out of high school pretty much. I think a few months out of high school. I left in like March for boot camp and then came back in, I don't know, probably October.
Oh, okay. So you were gone for the whole spring and summer.
Yep.
Nice. Where'd you go to
6
boot camp?
months. Fort Lee, Virginia. So
Good?
it was good. It was quite the experience. A little Idahoan there was a lot of diversity that I learned quickly being in the military, being from Idaho, just a little white girl in Idaho going to the East Coast. And
Yeah.
I think I was one of 6 white women.
I was going to say,
And-
probably not a lot of women in general.
No, not very many, but even less white women.
Okay.
So learned a lot.
Learned a lot quickly. If we had B-roll going right now, would it be all the things of, like crawling on your belly through the mud and
Oh, yeah. All the fun things. Lots of weapons, lots of ruck marching, lots of being yelled at.
little sleep and
Absolutely.
no sleep and
Yeah.
hot weather?
Lots of push-ups. Yep.
Do you still do push-ups?
Yeah. We do CrossFit, so.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
That's cool. Where?
Verdant, CrossFit, and Star.
Nice.
Yeah.
I had a guest on the podcast last week that we were talking about CrossFit.
Oh, really?
This almost feels a bit providential.
Oh.
So coming out of the last recording, I reached out to the CrossFit gym by my house in Orchard Park, kind of by Winco.
Okay.
And evidently you can schedule like a free consult visit, whatever. So I have an unread text that I need to respond to.
For CrossFit.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm going to do it. I've always been nervous about being hurt because I've only done it one time.
Yeah.
And I came away with a shoulder injury that took about a year.
Oh,
Interesting.
Probably just bad ergonomically. I wasn't probably prepared.
Sure.
None of us are probably living the life God intended, right?
Right.
Sorry, I should clarify that. Living the life from an ergonomic standpoint that we were maybe created to live. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We're hunched over computers with mouse and
Conveniences.
keyboard and all the things, right?
Yeah.
So anyway,
We
I think
should
my shoulders are vulnerable and I went and probably lifted too much and that was the end of it.
Yeah.
So you guys how many days a week do you go to CrossFit?
3 or 4.
Cool. And you've
It's
been
a
doing
big
that
thing.
for how long?
About a year now.
yeah.
Oh,
Been good.
so not too long,
Not too
No.
long.
but long enough to know you love it.
Yeah, it's a love-hate relationship.
There you go.
For sure.
Okay. I like it.
It's like, it's
What time of day are we doing this?
morning. I mean, thankfully we're in real estate, so we have flexible schedules, but we're usually there anywhere between the 7, 8, or 9 hour.
All right.
Hour.
So how does that work with kiddos then?
We just trade off.
Oh, so you don't go at the same time?
Sometimes we do. Sometimes I'll go to like the 6 o'clock and then take the girls to school and then she can go to a later class or whatever. But
Yeah.
it's nice to go work out. It's kind of like a date.
That's cool.
This morning I went at 8:15 and he went at 9:30.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So I made it work.
That's great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So military push-ups got us to CrossFit somehow.
Yes.
And that's all right. That's how this goes. We just kind of go from one thing to the next. That's why we don't want to be super scripted here
Sure.
because we just never know what we're going to end up talking about.
It's true.
So military for 6 years and then 2 years. So 8 years in total.
Mhm.
And that was for how much of that was that your full-time job? Or how did you end up going to school at the same time or how'd that all work out?
Yeah. So right out of high school, I think I did a little bit of everything all at the same time. I was in the military and I did that full time more or less for about 2 years. And then just continued my normal contract and worked at St. Luke's, just in patient registration, and went to BSU. I bought my first house in 2011. That was one of my goals, is when I went into the military, I wanted to buy a house with my bonus, with your VA loan and all the good things. And
Nice.
I quickly learned that there are lots of steps that you have to acquire to be able to qualify for a VA loan. But I was still able to keep that goal and bought a house in 2011 on my 22nd birthday.
That's when house prices were very affordable in this area.
Absolutely. Yeah. I bought a house for $66,000.
Congratulations. And don't you wish you still owned that house?
I sure do. It served a good purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bought it, I don't know, probably a year before I met Matt.
Mhm.
Yeah. That adds up correctly.
Matt, you married up.
Yeah.
This gal already owned a home
I know. It was perfect.
and she had a Facebook account.
Right. And I did not.
Success.
I didn't even have a
2 huge markers of success right there.
smartphone yet.
Oh yeah, and she had a smartphone.
Yeah. So I went to BSU, worked at St. Luke's, and bought a house right off Kootenai. So I was just what I thought was living the dream at that point in time.
That's awesome.
And then the reality of life, kicks in. And I met this guy, and I think we had been dating, I don't know, maybe 6 months to a year, maybe 6 months. And I called him just bawling because my basement had flooded and I had no idea how I was going to fix it. And we had already tried to do all this work to it. I was like, can we just burn it down? And he was amazing. He helped me get it all fixed up. And
Mhm.
he was that probably about the time that you were buying a house too?
Yeah.
Oh,
Shortly
cool.
after that.
Right.
So, yeah, obviously that's what catapulted us into just real estate in general.
Yeah, so a little bit of a crisis with your house, right?
Mhm.
As far as, and then was he your first call?
Probably. My dad was probably my
I was going to
first
say,
call.
is your dad?
Yeah, and my dad had attempted to help me at the time, but he was definitely one of the first calls.
That's great. And you were willing.
Yeah.
You were dating at this time.
Yeah.
So you were obligated.
Yeah.
But very willingly obligated because you're very interested in her at this point. You guys were engaged or no?
No,
No.
not yet.
Okay.
No. I think that is just kind of my nature too, is
Yeah.
to be willing to help. So
Awesome. Well, you put your best foot forward there, I'm sure.
He was also just a good shoulder to cry on, you know? Like that's what most girls need.
Yeah.
Just to listen.
Probably one of those milestone seasons or moments for you guys in your relationship too, I would bet.
Absolutely.
I'd imagine.
Turning point, you know?
Definitely.
Awesome. So that turned out okay. I'm guessing you guys figured out the flooding, got that mitigated.
We did as much as we.
How long did you own that house for?
4 years.
Yeah, something like that.
Just right under.
So 11 to like 15.
Yep. So I bought it in 2011, lived in it for 2 years,
Rented it for a year.
moved in with him after he bought his house in Emmett. He bought his first house in Emmett, 5 acres in Emmett.
Mm-hmm.
And he was still working in the oil field at the time. Moved in with him and I think we rented it for a year or two.
Yeah,
Something like that.
A year, something like that. Yeah.
Sold it for $120,000. So gained
Double up.
50% equity in it. And
It's worth slightly more now.
yeah,
Oh my word. Yeah. And you probably bought it with, you just said VA loan, so probably 0 down.
I actually bought it with an FHA loan because I was just barely in my career in the military.
Yeah. As a mortgage broker, I know there's a little nuance when you're active duty versus reserve on
Right.
when you're eligible to use a VA loan or not.
Yep.
I'm guessing that was probably in play for
Bingo.
you. Okay.
Yeah.
So it didn't quite work. So you didn't have a VA loan on that one.
I did not. Nope. The first time we used a VA loan was we refinanced after we got married.
Mm-hmm.
I'd finally gained enough time in the military. We refinanced his house after we got married into both of our names. And
Oh, cool.
that was our first experience with VA.
And that was somewhere like around 13-ish.
We got married in 14, so
14.
right around then.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you kind of hinted that, both you guys were homeowners before, not before you were a couple.
Yep.
And that was kind of a precursor or a bit of a, I'm trying to think of the right way to explain it. You said that kind of launched you guys into real estate? Or
Catapulted us into,
catapult. I like that word.
good equity and
Okay. So
assets.
yeah, obviously the experience of buying a house for very low and being able to sell it for almost double what you paid for it probably help you really quickly understand, hey, there's a lot of power in this industry.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. At the same time, so my sister, her then boyfriend, they had gotten engaged shortly after I bought my house, and he worked in real estate. John West, I don't know if you know him.
Yeah.
So that's my brother-in-law.
Oh, small world.
Yeah,
This town keeps getting smaller.
Mm-hmm.
it's so true. And so he was great. I think my first year I was paying too much money in taxes. So I must have not applied for the homeowner's
the
exemption. So he helped me with that and just kind of piqued my interest in real estate. Obviously had my own experience as a first-time home buyer, which was good and bad, of course, in that season of real estate, generally speaking, the market. And then when he was working in the oil field after we got married, he was making good money, but we knew it wasn't going to last forever, nor did we want it to last forever. So it was kind of that decision of like, well, what do we do once we have kids? What do we want this long-term to look like?
Yeah.
And that's really when we started looking at other options, and real estate just continued to kind of evolve and become an idea. And I jokingly say, but I think pretty much he proposed to me and I quit my full-time job at St. Luke's and went to real estate.
Wow.
So
Over how long of a time period was that? 24 hours?
after meeting or like after he
No, I
proposed?
was thinking like, was it?
She called it as I got the ring out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was probably within like a week, but we had kind of talked about it. It was definitely on the radar.
Yeah.
It wasn't like you proposed, so now let's do this.
Yeah.
So
Security. Let's go.
for sure.
Okay. So let's kind of rewind just a little bit. Both homeowners met on a blind-ish date.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Couple years later, 3, married.
Yeah.
You were in the reserves and then working at St. Luke's.
Yep.
And you were working in the oil fields in South Dakota?
North Dakota.
North Dakota.
Yep.
Don't want to get that wrong.
The worst of the two Dakotas.
It's the worst of the two? Is it just because it's colder?
It's cold. It's real cold for sure. I don't know. I've been through South Dakota a little bit. North Dakota was pretty rough.
Okay.
So
And both of you guys knew you didn't want to be in oil fields long term.
Yeah.
Was that particular job drying up? See what I did there? Drying up.
No, at the
Dad
time it was still going very strong.
Okay.
Like you could have made a decent career if you wanted to be a lifetime kind of patch employee. But I didn't enjoy the traveling back and forth. There was aspects of the job I enjoyed, but it wasn't like a passion that I just wanted to go work on a drilling rig for years and years. The community itself is an interesting one to be a part of. So it was something that we had talked about trying to get out of. It's hard once you start making, especially young, once you start making decent money to go, I'm going to stop this, and you add on a mortgage and responsibilities.
Yeah. How'd you get into it?
I had some friends that I'd done a bunch of random manual labor jobs, welded, farmed, bunch of stuff like that. And I had some friends that went up there randomly, heard about the money that was being made, and got done fighting fire one year. And they said, "Hey, do you want to come?" I was like, "I'll give it a shot." And I just fell into a crew then and moved up pretty quickly on the crew. And so I ended up doing it for 4 or 5 years, something like that.
Okay.
So
what kind of money did you make? Were you 18, 20 years old?
21.
20, turning 21.
Okay.
Yeah, 21. I mean, I think I was somewhere around 80 to 100 a year.
It's really good money for a 20, 21-year-old.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally understand it. Okay.
So,
did most of the guys travel out there and for the shift and then travel home?
most of them did. There was some that traveled a long ways, farther than Idaho, some that were close, Montana, Wyoming, stuff like that. But not many lived in North Dakota.
Got it.
Not necessarily a booming metropolis. So
Did they pay for your travel to get it out there?
no.
Okay, it was on your dime.
Yeah.
Got it. So they were cool with you not living there, but you had to get yourself there. Kind of like a firefighter now. So many of those in our area that work in California but live here.
Yeah. Show up for your shift. Don't care where you came from, type of thing.
And then they had bunkhouses, quarters, barracks, what'd they call it?
They called it a man camp.
Camp.
Yeah, essentially a single wide that has a central kitchen and then a couple rooms on either side with bunk beds in it and
Nice.
a couple bathrooms, and there you go.
So how accurate is the show Landman?
You know what?
We've watched one
We
episode
watched one,
because so many people ask us.
so we got to keep watching it. So far, it was a little interesting.
Dramatized, of course.
Maybe dramatized. North Dakota didn't have like huge man camps. We were pretty spread out type of stuff. So like only your rig would be at this particular man camp or maybe one other rig, not like multiple well sites. So, so far from what I've seen, that is a difference, but I don't know. We'll see. I'll have to keep watching it.
Enjoyed the show. Certainly can't wholeheartedly endorse it.
Sure.
Taylor Sheridan is over the top. We'll just say that.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he does such a good job with hooking us and drawing us in, though.
Character.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And Billy Bob,
Oh, yeah.
excellent in that show. We're looking forward to season 2 coming out. I think it comes out like next week.
Oh, really?
So you're in.
You're in.
I know I'm in, but I can't. I can't watch it with my kids. Not that kind of in. So I mean, it's in enough that I'm very intrigued.
Yeah.
I like getting exposed to subcultures that I've never been a part of.
Well, I mean, just like Yellowstone.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not a rancher, but hey, I feel like I am now.
Absolutely.
So we'll have to watch a few more episodes. I don't know that I'll be able to get sucked in. We got sucked into Yellowstone, so there's a chance.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
We don't watch a lot of TV unless it's, Disney movies. We have 2 little girls, so that
What's the latest
Dictates.
Disney movie most recent that you've watched? And those are a little sus lately too, aren't they?
sometimes.
What's the lot? We watched Little Rascals. That's the most recent.
Oh, we are on a kick of like
Like the older ones.
the olden, yeah.
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 Our
Those are great.
Mm-hmm.
our generation.
Cool runnings.
Oh yeah. Sanka, you dead?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. I was watching Mary Poppins for the first time, not for me, the first time, with my 10-year-old Austin the other night.
Good one.
And it's slow. Have you guys watched Mary Poppins lately?
Nope.
It's been years.
Ooh, that's a slow one compared to the movies the kids are watching,
Yeah.
recently. My daughter Avery was like, is anything going to happen in this? I was like, just wait.
Pay attention.
Yeah. I'm singing along to the songs, my kids are just rolling their eyes like, whoa, Dad loves Mary Poppins.
Yeah. Found it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Kids will keep you humble.
Yeah. We can go there if you want, for sure. Totally. Yeah. Kids, definitely. Okay. So spent time in North Dakota, knew that wasn't your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then we just unpacked all of the show,
Mhm.
right? For those that have never watched Landman, go check it out.
Definitely.
Or don't. Just depends.
Up to you, whatever you're into.
And then real estate happens for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just happens, right? You just
fall
Mary
into it.
Poppins jumped into it.
Yep.
Type of thing.
Pretty much.
No, it couldn't have been it, right? There had to have been some thoughtful conversation about, you both had experience buying homes. You both understood the power of equity.
Absolutely.
What about real estate is very sales oriented though.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd spent time oil fields. You were in the military. So tell me because selling real estate is, obviously you can have an affinity towards, there's power in this industry.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
how'd you guys get into selling real estate?
a big part is service-based, right? So but most of the things I had worked in were service-based, not sales by any means. But I mean, obviously the military is service-based in one way or another. But I think some of the things that I learned being in the military, which is just being disciplined and leaning into hard things and just being open to the direction of which you need to do, you need to go to do the thing that you're supposed to do, all helped kind of find success in real estate. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
So kind of the challenges of the military helped you to know, it helped you obviously jumping into real estate, huge challenge, right?
absolutely.
And so you feel like the military experience that you'd had prepared you to be able to take on that challenge.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And then decision was made collectively, or was that something, Matt, you just jumped on, or was there something in your head and heart that said,
No, I think we'd been discussing, she just wasn't super happy in her position. And my theory was I was making good enough money to make a change if she wanted to. What that change was up to her at that point. Like, go find something that you're good with. And she brought up real estate, and I, sure, whatever.
because you were still working at the oil fields?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So then you're kind of subsidizing the family income, right? And
Yeah.
then that allowed you to leave your job. And so it wasn't like both of you quit your jobs at the same time.
No.
No.
Smart.
Yeah.
2-year difference.
Oh, really smart. That's great.
Yeah. And it wasn't on his radar at all to get into real estate.
No.
Oh, okay. That's
So-
really helpful to hear.
Yeah.
We can back up. So you were working at St. Luke's
Yes.
and then had made the decision and Matt was still working in the oil field. So you guys had some income to subsidize.
Yeah. So, had some exposure to real estate, obviously purchasing real estate, and had some close family members. Like I said, my brother-in-law at the time was in real estate. And so, I jumped into it. He didn't necessarily have the intention of getting into it at all. But we did have the intention of trying to figure out, finding a career where I had flexibility, knowing that we were going to start a family and, we were getting married at the time, and wanted to see, some flexibility and trying to find a career that supported that, where we could, work as hard as we needed to have an income or take a little bit of time off. And that offered us, or appeared to offer us, both of those things. And so I jumped into real estate. That would have been 2014, and great market to jump into, and had a great mentor, John West, again.
Yeah. So did he have his own brokerage at that point?
Yep.
So West Real Estate was your first?
Yep. So I worked at West Real Estate Group, and
Off of Locust Grove?
it was great. Great team, served a great purpose. I was able to kind of jump in and have, like I said, a great mentor, and find decent success pretty quickly. And that market was obviously a benefit to that. So fast forward, got pregnant, and our first baby I went into labor a month early. So
Okay, so let's try not to jump too far ahead. So 2014, you get into real estate.
Yeah.
When did you have your first baby?
2015.
2015.
So like 12 months later, 15
Yeah, about a
months
year later.
About a year, okay.
Yeah, about a year into my career.
How'd the first year in real estate go?
Good. I don't remember. I mean, I was just at a small brokerage, so I think I just kind of put my head down and just listened to what I was, supposed to do. And
Did you make any sales?
yeah, I think I had 2 or 3 sales under my belt my first year,
Oh, that's great.
something like that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Family or friends or?
my own. So I sold my own house, the one I bought.
That works.
So that was awesome. That was my first listing, which couldn't be better.
Saved you some money on commissions.
Helped a couple first-time home buyers, but I think they were all just leads that came through the pipeline.
Yeah.
At the brokerage. So I had a couple of transactions going at the time while I was pregnant and went into labor a month early. And so I'm working, on the labor and delivery bed and trying to, facilitate, hand things off. And Matt's like, can I do something to help you? And I was like, no, you really can't. Not unless you want to get licensed, which of course that concept just evolved quickly from there. So he had left the oil field that year.
Yeah. So I was kind of doing dual purpose for a short time. For a couple months, I started at Les Schwab.
Oh, great company, right?
Yeah. It's an interesting company to work for.
Okay.
Started there as like a transition to come home. She was doing well in real estate. I think she did more than 2 or 3 sales her first year just because there was enough to feel like we didn't need to make that oil field money.
Yeah.
So started at Les Schwab and she got pregnant like shortly after that. Figured out that I could sell tires, and I figured watching her email on the L&D bed that even if I just came and was a part of what she was doing, maybe that would be enough to cover what Les Schwab was offering. And part of that, I was like, well, if I could sell tires, and maybe you could sell a house because nobody really likes buying tires, right? So
Sure.
Yeah.
That was kind of my jump in.
Yeah. I mean, all the best business books about sales in particular, most of them are agnostic to what you're selling. Most of them are about, hey, are you caring for people well? And I mean, the best one I've read recently is High Trust Selling by Todd Duncan. Have you ever guys? Amy's over there giddy. She's like, yes, he said a book. We can put it on the screen. Really, really great book. I rarely read any books that aren't recommended to me, so I just try to pay it forward. It was funny at the event the other day on Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
We had multiple people come up and ask me for book recommendations from both sessions.
That's awesome.
So I don't say that necessarily other than maybe it's just there's a lot of hunger for great content.
Absolutely, there is.
So
education.
Yeah.
We have it at our fingertips.
But well said. Okay, so you figured you could sell tires. Why couldn't you sell houses? I love that.
Yeah. I mean, I hate buying tires, so I figured let's give it a shot. And really, I didn't start Les Schwab thinking I had to sell, right? I just figured it was a job that I knew my way around a wrench and I could go,
Did you find yourself selling more than installing?
A good balance. Like when you work at a tire shop like that, they expect you to go sell product, right?
Yeah.
Which it wasn't like you look at Les Schwab and you're like, you don't think that. But I tend to get the sale done, right? Had a knack for it, I guess. Could have just been kind more than anything. And so they asked that I go up and sell more than others. And they entertained the thought of like, what does it look like for you to go into management? And at the time, that company essentially required you to move states.
I think it still does.
Wouldn't surprise me. And that was a no-go, right? We talked about, where we wanted to be. And so moving to California or Colorado where new stores were opening up wasn't something I was about. And there was just some other things about the company that didn't really align with our lifestyle. And so went for it.
Would you recommend like an 18-year-old kid work at Les Schwab?
I think it installs good values.
Absolutely.
Hard work. For me, I'd done lots of manual labor, mechanic, been around. So walking in there, they really like to hire fresh people that don't know much. So they were like, you get to stand here and watch us for like a week. And I was like, nope, that's we got to try something different there. But for someone young, they really do teach you everything you need to know. So they got great benefits.
So they were willing to invest in you just standing there and watching for a week. And you just were like, I got to be a little more active than that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Less liability if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Putting tires on a car,
You're less likely to break something if you're not just jumping in there on the first day.
Yeah. So that was an experience. It was good. I think it was what God had in store for us, whether we knew it or not, right? A stepping stone. So
Absolutely.
That's a really cool part of your story. So you had income to subsidize her getting into real estate. And then you ended up with income in real estate and were able to subsidize him getting into real estate.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, give glory to who gets the credit, right? You said that's what you think God had in store for you guys.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Huge transitional, like pivotal season of our lives, which is also when God was seeking us. And that's when we surrendered our hearts to God. So
What's that?
when we surrendered our hearts to God.
Okay. When did that happen?
Go ahead.
So we could go back to when we were dating. My parents were divorced.
Okay.
So I had no like real charge to get married. She wanted to get married. So it was that transition of walking through what that was going to look like that I really had felt a pull from Christ. I had brief knowledge or brief relationship with him early in my life, kind of that pull back. And she didn't have much at all to speak of in her youth. So it was that walking together as we were deciding to get married and what we wanted our family to look like. I had that strong desire to have Christ more a part of our kids' future, if we were going to have kids, than was in mine. So that journey really is all lumped into the same area, right? Getting married, transitioning into real estate for both of us, coming to know Jesus at a personal level, and walking with him through the next few years in faith, in a bumpy way, but really just trying to dive in and realizing in big moments of what it is to be a follower of Christ and truly surrender in situations. Real estate's been a blessing. It's not always easy,
No.
as you know. Commission-based employment isn't consistent all the time, and he's always been good to us to give us what we need, even though it doesn't feel like it may come. So
Praise the Lord. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Obviously the Holy Spirit gets the credit, but at a young age, what was your influence?
So my mom grew up Catholic, so we were kind of the holiday churchgoers, right? Christmas and Easter.
CEOs, right?
Yeah. And that was it. I remember, getting older and them asking, do we want to go to church? And as a kid, it's like, if you're not in it, I was like, no, I don't want to. You mean get up early on Sunday and go sit especially because, if we go to a Catholic church, there's a length of time that you're there.
Yeah.
So
If that's not your community, right? Why would a kid want that?
And my sister had a pretty rough go in high school with the Catholic Church, and so I really fell away in my high school years and in early 20s. I just really didn't want any part of religion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just wasn't a good picture for me.
And then a seed was planted early on in your life, though, right?
Seed was planted. So I remember, saying the sinner's prayer or whatever, giving your life. It was more like an insurance plan.
It's fair. Yeah.
Like get out of hell free card.
Yeah.
But I watched my sister come back to faith through her now husband. And that was big for me to open that door back up because I'd watched her go through such a struggle in high school with religion, and she totally fell away as well. So that was really kind of that door back into, maybe there's something here.
Were you guys already together at this point when you were watching your sister?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So ironically, our sisters are the same age.
Okay.
We both have older sisters, the same age. They were nurses, emergency room nurses.
Were you an ER nurse as well?
No, I just worked
At St.
front
Louis.
office.
Okay. Got it.
And I, again, not ironically, through God's grace, his sister was going through her kind of transformation, if you would, and sharing her testimony with us. At the same time, my sister was also going through hers. And I was working with John West and exposed in that way. So, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you guys had family members that gave their lives to Christ, which then you guys were intrigued at minimum, right? Obviously,
Absolutely.
witnessing what you're able to see how that was happening, and probably intrigued. And I don't want to fast forward, but then how did How did intrigue? What did that look like for you guys? Did it look like attending church out of the blue on a Sunday or what?
A little bit.
Yeah. And I think like Matt said, there was, bumps in the road along the way, of course.
Yeah.
It wasn't, we found Christ and life is great and perfect and sunshine and butterflies. But we found that pretty early on, we needed to lean into other Christ followers to really kind of figure out what that looked like for us and how we could, make it a part of our lives. And so we leaned into a community group early on, which was huge for us.
Where'd you find that community group?
Through our church, Rock Harbor.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Was that the first church you guys ever attended?
Yeah. So
as a married couple?
We tried 2 churches, Rock Harbor and
Boise Calvary.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
3. We went to Caldwell Calvary because we lived in Emmett and I was a little closer.
Yeah. But Rock Harbor was small at the time. Not small currently, but
At Rocky Mountain High School too.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 So it's really comforting. And it just started with attending on Sundays and then leaning in more and exploring it. I had zero understanding. Like my understanding of religion, I didn't even understand that Jesus was a human that walked on this earth. So there was a lot of learning, a lot of shame, a lot of just trying to figure out what that looked like and what that meant for us. And so Matt was great at leading us. We did some like theology videos on YouTube for a while just to understand and gain a better, knowledge base so that when we went to church, I could understand what they were talking about and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it just kind of went from there.
That's cool. So what year did you guys first attend Rock Harbor?
It was somewhere around Mother's Day when I was pregnant. So it would have been 2015.
Got it. Okay. So it's been 10 years.
Yeah.
10 and a half years. That went fast.
Yeah. Still makes me cry. But
That's awesome.
most things do. So
That's all right. That's great. Okay. So you guys collectively came to a personal faith in Jesus in about 2015.
Yep.
And I met you guys at Rock Harbor, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
You guys were leading Reengage
Mm-hmm.
at the time that my wife and I were attending Reengage. Are you guys still leading Reengage
We are
Yeah.
currently?
currently
So tonight?
tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll
It's
be
our
there.
full Monday.
Full Monday for us for sure.
So you got into a community group at Rock Harbor, which is great. It wasn't a big church then, but it's a big church now. How do you make a big church feel small? Well, getting a small group of people, right?
Absolutely.
And then did you guys sit in on the message yesterday from David Marvin?
Yes.
Yeah.
So good.
So
Crushed it.
Yeah. And he kind of talked a lot about what you just said, which was living on purpose, I think was his message,
Right.
right? But it was, hey, we're not called to be Lone Rangers. He didn't say that. But generally speaking, it was like, hey, you got to be in a community in order to have any type of success following Jesus, right? It's not a solo sport.
I think I wrote in my notes, Christianity is a team sport.
Team sport. Yes.
Yeah.
He did say that. Yeah. That's awesome.
And I think we realized that really quickly. And again, just continued to lean into the community around us. Obviously it was a community group initially. Then I think we served in a host group for a while. And I don't know why we did that. We had 2 young kids and we were late to everything. But from then we attended Reengage. And that would have been
2020.
2020.
Yeah.
So that was like 6 years into marriage ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that a necessary thing for you guys at that time for your marriage?
I would say that. I mean, obviously we had little kids. We were in the season of, just survival mode, if you would, in marriage with little kids and running a business together and all the things that we knew we needed to continue to lean into our Christian community. And that was the next place God had in store for us.
Our
That's
marriage has always been a focus of like intentional growth.
Mm-hmm.
Coming from, both of us are coming from divorced families. We knew like, hey, even before our walk with Christ, this is our shot at marriage, right? We're not going to do this multiple times. If we get married, this is it. We were blessed to have that mentality even before walking alongside Jesus. But so when we went to a community group, it was one with married couples, right?
Yeah.
With the books that we were reading were about marriage, right? Reengage called us because it was a way to work on our marriage. So,
Yeah.
And as David spoke yesterday, I could feel myself thinking back. We find ourselves in this marriage ministry now, feeling like there's a chance that that is our purpose, right? We find ourselves in opportunities and scenarios where we're serving other marriages quite frequently with Reengage, but also outside, and it just that was the thought running through our head, or at least mine.
That's great. We kind of teased at this early on when we first started chatting, but partnerships in business are very challenging, especially when it's husband and wife, right? And you guys are in real estate together. Smooth sailing for the most part. I mean, I would say this: we admire your marriage. My wife and I have known you guys just a little bit, but you guys have an awesome humility about you, and I can tell that that's foundational in your lives, right? And you could almost say, with that type of foundation, you guys could probably really do anything and do it probably pretty well, right? Obviously, when you mix in arrogance and pride, and we're all human, right? That's where these things can get complicated and things can get explosive and blow up. But is that the key? I don't want to try to boil it down to one word, but how do you guys find success because there's oftentimes married couples will, I don't want to say are siloed, but they have different careers, or maybe one's a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home dad or type of thing, but they get a little bit of escape from each other during any given day, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a comeback together, and you guys don't have a lot of escape from each other, right?
Yeah. So we went from seeing each other 6 months out of the year, essentially, because I was working week on, week off.
Half the time.
To all the time, to working together. So all the time. Right?
Yeah.
Then throw 2 kids in there too.
Yeah. It's been, it's just been really, I think, a mindset of tenacity and growth, and one seated in prayer.
Amen.
Because we're completely opposite. Right? We understand where we're going for the most part, right? We have the same
goal in mind.
We have the same why. It's just how we get there is usually opposite. So that can cause some interesting moments when you're working together, and she compliments me in all the areas I need in our business, which is fantastic. But really, what Reengage has also helped us do is communicate, right? Come together and understand where we're not jiving, and how do we use that to grow. And sometimes that goes smoothly, sometimes it doesn't. But that tenacity of we've got only one shot at this comes into play in those moments too.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He's my best friend, so I wouldn't want to do it with anybody else.
Oh, that's so cool.
We love doing it together. Like, we couldn't imagine not now.
And you did it for a couple of years without him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you've only done it with her.
Yeah. Yeah. So I really don't know what I'd do without her.
Yeah.
She'd handle her own.
You guys,
she's a better agent anyways.
Are you guys pretty defined in roles as far as, do you help separate clients, or do you help the same clients, or how does it work?
It is totally evolved throughout the years.
Yeah.
No, we don't have defined roles. Sometimes we have joined clients, and sometimes we have totally independent clients. Okay. So it really depends on the season that we're in and the situation. I think that's key, right? Is like Matt said, we make sure we communicate, we appreciate each other's skills and weaknesses at the same point. So, like, just an example, we had some clients that were referred to us, and it was an elderly gentleman and his wife, and Matt went in there because he had previously worked with the client that had referred them, and just kind of assumed that role. And we quickly realized that him and the client maybe didn't get off on the right foot, or didn't get along totally. And so I kind of just stepped in. We realized that pretty quickly, and I was able to step in and serve them differently than the way Matt would have. And
just personality differences.
Sure. That's a really cool benefit of being a husband and wife team, because you guys, by nature to have a good marriage, you're probably pretty complimentary of each other's weaknesses and strengths, right?
Yeah.
Complementary, supplementary, how you ever want to think about it. But, and then instead of if you were solo agents, right, and doing different careers, it's like, well, crap, if you had somebody that wasn't a great fit, then it's like, well, I guess I just have to refer them somewhere else. But generally you can keep it in-house now. Yeah. Right. Which is cool.
It's been really good to be able to work through situations and also come home and bounce, an idea. Like there's always the legalities and the ethics of, your situations as a real estate agent, but being able to get a second opinion without going into fine details or anything like that. It's been a blessing for sure.
Do you guys like speaking the work language to each other? Or do you guys try to shut that down at a certain time of the day so that'd be a tricky boundary, right? Or if there is one. I just think of my own business, right? In the mortgage industry, there's so many acronyms and there's so many like nuances, and it's a bit of a different language if you think about it. My wife doesn't speak it.
Right.
I mean, a little bit out of exposure, right? Because just osmosis or whatever it is, you just pick it up over time. But if she did, it'd be, I could just imagine going back and forth, and it's just potentially could be constant work conversations.
Yeah. And that's been a work in progress of how do you set boundaries? How do you go on a date night and not
work,
talk about work? Because right when you said, most spouses have two different careers, you can compartmentalize that, and then you want to know about their day. Well, knowing about her day or my day turns into a work conversation really quickly. So it's been work. I think we try to set those boundaries, but at the same point, we've been able to embrace that, hey, this is our life. And as a real estate agent, hours aren't always, 9 to 5.
Rarely.
Friday, especially when you have a heart like she does for people to really serve them. You don't want to let it go just because it's, 6:30 or something like that. You want to be in it. So having those conversations has just been a learning curve for us.
Yeah. And trial and error too, right? There have been seasons where it's like, I just need to be able to tell you what's on my heart, and I just want you to hear me. I don't want you to fix it. Again, just figuring out how to communicate and articulate that in a way that we don't get offended by saying, hey, I just need your shoulder to cry on right now, and I need you to tell me I'm right, and they're terrible, and all the things that all of us need as spouses. So it's been trial and error. Hasn't always been perfect, but it's been good.
That's awesome. Yeah. And at no point have you guys done anything but communicate, I think, humility throughout this whole conversation, which is cool. And there's been you can just tell there's a commitment to like, well, we're going to communicate through this, and we're going to just kind of ebb and flow as it goes.
Absolutely.
Right. And I think you guys are probably uniquely equipped to be able to do it well. So
well, thank you.
Certainly full of challenges, but any marriage is, right?
Absolutely.
You guys have just chosen to make it even a little bit more challenging.
Or beautiful.
Yeah. Just easier to give glory to God through that when you succeed in a hard thing, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Love it. Well, tell us a little bit about your kids.
Gosh, 2 beautiful, amazing gifts from God. And we're in all the sass right now. So we have 2 girls. One is 9. She'll be 10 in a month. And then a 6-year-old. So
kindergarten and 4th grade?
First and fourth.
Okay.
Yes. So we're in the thick of it. We're out of the season of little kid nap time, and we're in, independence and growth and personality.
I think I remember the milestone of getting done with naps, and it felt very freeing.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys have been out of naps for probably a couple of years at this point, but
we only have 1 car seat left in the truck. So.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
Yeah. I'll tell you, it gets easier, but it doesn't.
No.
Sure.
Even before this today, Robin's like, pulling her hair out as she's getting alerts for Cohen's grades. I don't want to throw him under the bus because he may watch us at some point. But it's not easy.
Never a dull moment.
Never.
So
just when you think you got it figured out or everything's going great, it's like, oh, nope.
You don't understand how selfish, this is her line, how selfish you are until you get married. And then you really don't know how selfish you were until you have kids. And man, it's been a ride to go through parenting 2 completely different girls.
Mm-hmm.
totally different personalities. The way they approach things, the way they react to things. It's just been.
So which one's more like you and which one's more like, I guess, do you have, are they hybrids totally?
I think so. I mean,
It's clear to me. So.
Go for
I love it.
I'll get a drink of
Again,
water.
we're opposite.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
our oldest is definitely more like him.
Okay.
She probably looks more like me.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I love your beard and mustache, but hopefully your daughter's not.
And then our youngest is a little bit more like me.
Yeah.
So.
They have traits of both of us.
Oh, yeah.
I would agree with most of that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our oldest is more like my wife and much less like me, which just makes it, I think, inherently more challenging.
Sure.
So.
Yep.
Which is funny though, because I love my wife and I loved her enough to marry her. And we've been married for almost 18 years. But it's funny that when I have a son that's kind of like her, it's not a great, it doesn't make it easy. Does that make sense?
The differences aren't cute at that
get
point.
Yeah, it must be.
There are things where I'm like, I'm going to need your help on this one.
Yeah.
Because she is not hearing what I'm saying, but I know she's going to hear it better from you. And vice versa.
For sure.
So.
Yeah. And if I think about Cohen for just a quick second, like it's not him and his mom don't necessarily share weaknesses. Cohen's an immature 15-year-old, right? And so I didn't marry the immature 15-year-old version of my wife. She's amazing, right? So, but anyway, yes, always sanctified and always struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, cool. What do you guys like to do as a family other than real estate, right? And you guys are very active at church, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
We see you at Rock Harbor quite a bit.
Yeah.
What else do you guys like to do in your lives? You mentioned hunting earlier. Is that still a thing?
Very much so. Absolutely.
For both of you?
Outdoors. Yeah. I grew up hunting and still do. I mean, there have been seasons where I've maybe taken the season off. But
kids have made it hard, but we're finally to a point where we can have family or whoever watch them while we go. So
this was our first year to invite them and have them alongside us for a few days. It was successful in the sense that they had fun and
they were out there.
Yeah, we did it, but we did not harvest an animal.
Turns out the 6-year-old doesn't like to be quiet.
Oh, okay.
So she didn't really like the getting out and having to be quiet or nothing going on. So,
but they did so good.
They had a blast.
They didn't again, they're in the independent season, so we were like, pick your toys, whatever you want to bring. Just know that you're going to be in the middle of the mountains with nothing. So our 9-year-old brought a deck of jokes.
Yeah, joke cards.
And our 6-year-old brought a baby, which is perfect for her. But neither of them played with anything that they brought. They just kind of entertained themselves with moss and rocks and had a blast. So
I made a bunch of noise.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so hunting season's pretty short season, right? It's a month or two.
Yeah.
What about the other 10 months of the year?
Yeah, anything outdoors, I would say. We're not huge winter sports fans. I mean, I really like, hot chocolate and a fire, but we don't do.
So you grew up here, but you never were a bogus kid.
I went once and I broke my arm the first day.
Ooh, okay.
So
well,
quickly.
That can put a damper on things. Is that as an adult or a kid?
An adult. I was 20.
And you guys weren't together at that point?
No. It's just before.
On a snowboard or skis?
Snowboard.
Yeah, okay. I mean, your first day up there on a snowboard?
We do water sports, so I wakeboard, stuff like that. Nice. So I think I just assumed that I could figure it out quickly.
Yeah. Frozen water is no different?
Yeah.
A little different.
A little different. It's a little.
Yeah, wakeboarding and snowboarding really don't translate very well together.
No.
What is interesting is surfing. Wake surfing and snowboarding are very similar.
Are they?
Oh, I could see that.
Yeah.
Also something we haven't gotten into.
You guys tent campers or glampers?
Glampers.
I think I remember that from our previous conversation.
Yeah, we have a camper and he's trying to get us to tent camp and.
Oh, you're not into glamping if it wasn't for Lauren.
I mean, campers are nice.
Oh yeah.
But I think I grew up tent camping, so I kind of want the girls to experience that. I got to take our oldest out on a quick overnight camping trip in a tent for the first time, eating freeze-dried meals, and it was a blast. She loved it. So,
and that's your jam. So that's how you roll.
Yeah.
I've not been much of a tent camper my whole life. My wife used to backpack a little bit,
Really?
but she's all about glamping at this point. So we have a camper. We haven't used it in a couple months because of just various trips and things, or various travel, or busyness. As your kids get older, you get busier. We're going to try to use ours this weekend.
Are you?
Yeah.
Where are you going to go?
Probably just to McCall RV. We're watching the weather just to make sure it doesn't get too cold overnight.
Yeah.
Mid to upper 20s is fine, but occasionally you'll get some crazy low temps and it's like, ugh.
Start freezing some pipes.
Yeah, I've done it. Been there.
Yeah, camping is definitely a summer sport for us. I mean, spring, summer.
Yeah, spring, summer. I mean, it kind of goes into, the girls call it hunting camping when we go stay overnight somewhere and hunt. So we do that. I shoot precision rifle matches as well throughout the year. So
oh, nice.
It's kind of my extra hobby, I guess, if you will, outside of hunting. So
nice. I love it. Well, guys, I hope this was enjoyable for you. I really enjoyed getting to hear parts of your story I hadn't heard before. So we're super honored that you guys joined us today and we're willing to share what you shared. It's awesome. We want to think of these as maybe a series, right? So if you're up for it, we'd love to potentially have you guys back on maybe this exact couch again. And we'll talk about something maybe more specific, but thanks for being here today. The goal is that people got to know you a little bit, right? Absolutely. And then in business, the best way to do business is with people that you know, that you like, and that you trust, right? So hopefully somebody is interested in getting to know you guys, and maybe they're at this point like, hey, I kind of like Matt and Lauren. And I feel like I know them a little bit because I just spent an hour watching their episode or whatever that was. And then of course, trust comes through conversation and getting to know people. So let's say somebody did want to get in touch with you guys. What's the best way for them to do that?
Probably me.
Okay.
Yeah. So social media, I would say, is probably the best place to start.
Perfect.
Or just a good old fashioned phone call.
Nice. We'll put your social media handle on the screen down here. Instagram, is that the best?
That's great.
So we'll put your Instagram up there, and then if somebody wants to get in touch with you, they can DM you or they can comment on one of your posts, and you go from there.
That sounds great.
That's awesome. Well, again, thanks for being here today. We really, really appreciate you guys making the time and sharing your story with us. It was a huge blessing.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.
You bet.